Hello everyone, just wanted to go through the new volume footprint charts that have been added to TradingView, kind of give you a bit of a breakdown very briefly as to how you can use them and at least the configurable settings that they've currently got available to it. So to access it to begin with, I believe you do have to have a premium account for this to access all those data, but you have to basically come to here and you'll see refresh your charts if you haven't already, and you'll see volume footprint here. Click on this and it's a chart type. What I've done is favorite it as well, so you can have all of that here, and once you click on it, there's fairly self-explanatory a few things here that you've got that come up. Again, I've already configured a few things, but I'll run you through a settings. So to actually get to the settings of it, you can just double click on it and it'll bring you to the chart settings, symbols, options here, and then from here we'll work through it all. So volume footprint, initially all of this stuff is just basically the color of the candle. You're not unfamiliar with any of this stuff here. You should be very familiar with all that stuff, but then here you've got row size, and if you've got an automatic, okay, it will put on I'm not a fan of this, but you can I'll change it to manual, but it will automatically decide the tick size you've got here. But row size is basically the same as tick sizes here. So what I've got is on manual 50 ticks, so this deciphers essentially the thickness and thinness, the granularity between each tick within each candle. Okay, so if I up this to 150 for example, you can see I get a much more open look. I can see a bit clearer. It widens the granularity within each tick essentially, so you can see there's many more ticks within each candle, or many less ticks within each candle. It clusters, right? And you can see a better view. But if you want a more narrowed down view, okay, you can take it to 50, and this will depend on your chart, right? You know, the time frame you're using within TradingView, 15-minute, hourly, whatever. You would want to adjust it based upon that, and volatility more importantly, right? So right now 15-minute, I would stick this on probably around 80. Is a good enough look really, and you can see the granularity here is quite nice, and it's really down to personal preference. There is no right or wrong with this, okay? You could just stick it on auto if you want, etc. But yeah, that's that. Then you've got the type. So you've got buy and sell, okay? You've got delta and you've got total. So let's run through them all in very quickly. Buy and sell is simply buys on the right, sells on the left. There is no, it's just portraying you where the buys are coming in and where the sells are coming in. This information here is just the BTC, I believe. So on the right hand side, you've got 35 BTC bought here, 40 BTC sold here, and that's throughout the whole entire candle. You can see at each individual tick level that you've got set, where the most volume is really coming in that case. Okay, so you've got buy and sell, bid and ask essentially, in that case, and these are all market orders. Okay, and then you have delta. Okay, and this is, if we just go back to this buy and sell, this is just looking at the difference between the two. So right here we've got 19 sells, 12 buys. That should be a -7 delta. So if we change this, you can see that changes to -7, and that's the delta. Very basic. Delta is the difference between the two, and also this is my favorite view that you probably see me use on exo charts, and I will say I still do use exo charts. This is very kind of limited in what it can do at the moment with this, but it's still very good. You know, I still use TradingView and exo charts in tangents, and I can combine the two and kind of use it if I want to be looking at just TradingView. Then I can be using this as well if I want. Okay, but you then have your buy and sell, buys on the right, sells on the left. Delta, which is showing you this, and what I've set it to do here, you can apply a gradient to it, which is automatically set, and the darker I've set it, is where you've got aggressive negative delta coming in, or aggressive positive delta coming in, aggressive buys or sells coming in, overpowering in one region or not another. Okay, you then have, for example, so we've covered that, buy, sells, total, which is just volume, just the volume within each part. And this is quite nice as well. You can then see where the most volume is within the candle. Okay, what I would say with this is I'd prefer to look at delta, because the volume, yes, it tells you where the most volume is, but with delta or buys and sells, you can decipher which side that volume is really coming from. So for example, down here, just looking at total, you can see there's a lot of volume down here with the shading. But if you look at delta, we can now tell there's a lot of selling coming in down here through this, through differentiating between the actual volume and the delta itself. Okay, you then got value area settings. So that hopefully that describes the three value area settings. So you can have this on. I wouldn't have this. I just don't like the look of these arrows. I really would want to remove these arrows. They don't look too clean. But you can have this on. There is no shading option that I know of at the moment. But you can see where the value areas is, and it's where the most volume is really participating within each candle. The value area, okay, similar to the volume profile tool, just within each individual candle, and in that case, and it's completely configurable. You can change to 68, whatever you want. Okay, really from there, it's fairly basic. POC, right? That's highlight. You can change this to a color you want. We'll change to yellow, and now we've got a yellow point of control. So that is where categorically where the most volume is coming in within each candle in each tick region. So that is what that is. Not too difficult. And then you've got the show summary info, which is within each candle. You can just turn this on. It's like candle statistics. It will tell you the delta, the total. This should just say total volume or something, but total buys, total sales, and then giving you each kind of information within each candle. Fairly basic stuff that I haven't messed with the imbalances yet, but we'll work through this now as we speak. Nonetheless, essentially imbalances is only really when you're looking at I've gone through this many times probably within the free EXO course. You can go and look at that below. I won't rant on about that at all, but you can go through that there. Imbalances is when let's just change this to buy and sells, right? Is when, for example, I'll briefly cover this. When one market buys diagonally go across the left, and this is overpowering this by a certain percentage. This is 3.5 times, just for imagine this was 10. This is 3.5 times larger. Therefore, it sufficiently fits the imbalance criteria of being at least 300% or more to criteria as an imbalance, okay? Alternative, if you're looking for a selling imbalance, you would look at the sell and compare it to the diagonally to the right above it. Okay, so that's what imbalance is, and I'd probably leave this on 350, 400, 300. I think they put it on a fairly decent setting, to be honest, to begin with anyway. So you can do that, and you can highlight it, and it will show you here, right on the right and left, these little red blobs or green blobs. You can change this, right, so you can see red and when you're getting these imbalances coming in. Stack levels, I believe this should, yeah, look, so you've got stacked imbalances as well. Really quite nice actually when you're looking for different regions where different players are overpowering each other. For example, here you had a lot of selling coming in where they're overpowering the buyers. That's then extended out. Those people can then defend their levels. I'll probably do a whole video on this. I mean, you can see here we've actually come and bounced into this region here. We've got a ton of people that were aggressively selling here, stacked selling imbalances that are coming in down at the bottom here, right? That then extends out, and you can see here, and again, stack levels 3, 4, 8. You can really up this if you want to whatever you want. But yeah, this is what this is. It's fairly limited in currently, but I'm sure they'll add to it. Again, I'm part of the EXO team. I'm very heavily working over there with them all, but I'm not against anything in this case. I really would test it out if you want. Tradingview, I thought I'd run you through all the data here, but again, EXO charts is more advanced at this current stage, at least in everything we do there. There's a free course on that down below if you want more footprint, but this is a great beginners and also kind of starter guide to using the footprint if you want, and all the kind of functionality within Tradingview. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to add a lot to this, but hopefully you found this valuable and you've learned something through all of this different stuff here. And if you want more on actual using this stuff, either go through all my videos or you can sign up to Woo down below. Thank you for them for sponsoring this video, by the way. And yeah, you can get a free EXO charts 10-hour course and a month of EXO charts as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I'll catch you all later.